listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for the Ask Rebecca radio show with Rebecca Russo. Live from AskRebecca.guru. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Ask Rebecca radio show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone is doing well and making the most of this forced downtime. I think for the most part, if you can keep a positive attitude about it, it may not be so bad. We are officially in April, and currently we are also free of any personal planets in retrograde. However, that only lasts until about April 10th, and then Venus retrograde shadow period begins. And Venus rules the area of love, self-esteem, and money. So we could see some major challenges, breakthroughs, and blessings surrounding those areas of your life. April is going to usher in lots of energy, which could also have you feeling excited, creative, and impulsive. The downside is that you could try to rush or force things, and for some, this energy could cause reckless and extreme behaviors to the point of potentially emotionally, mentally, or physically hurting yourself or someone else. So really become aware of what you're feeling, thinking, and doing, and what your actions and everything are. I do feel like, again, just be aware as best you can. This could also be a month where you will be tested on how conscious, aware, and positive you are or aren't. And, you'll be tested in that area through challenges. So you can either respond with a positive outlook or you can respond with a negative outlook. We always have a choice. We do have control over our emotions. So try not to get sucked into negativity, fear-mongering, or panic. It solves and changes absolutely nothing. It really is just a waste of time and energy, and you just make yourself crazy and the people around you too. So just focus on the positive aspects. We know the reality of the situation, right? I do feel there is a possibility we will be experiencing some news and information this month that could be shocking. Humanity is entering a new beginning, and whenever that happens, it's important not to take your old baggage with you. So try to see everything that is happening with a fresh set of eyes and from a higher perspective. If you're anything like me at all, then I feel you would strongly believe in a loving, infinite intelligence, or in other words, a loving God. Then it shouldn't be too difficult to expand your trust that everything is divinely orchestrated for our highest good, even if that comes through the form of challenges, because they are the greatest catalyst to learn and grow from. Humanity is learning a new way to live, but first we have to be shown how the way we have been living isn't really for our highest good, right? Or the highest good of humanity as a whole. So that's kind of why this crazy shakeup stuff is happening. And this is just the first. I feel like there's going to be some other stuff that pops up. Saturday, we move into a new 28-day moon cycle called the Planetary Moon of Manifestation. It runs from April 4th to May 1st. The key words are perfect produce. I was going to say produce. Produce and manifestation. And I'm going to read you the information in the galactic calendar. And this is a planetary tone of 10. And 10 represents the principle allowing manifestation to occur based on the coherence of the preceding 9 numbers. And that is the Mayan factor. After mobilizing and pulsing our intention in tone 9, this energy becomes actualized in tone 10. Here, essence and the physical meet as one. The heavens touch the earth, spirit and matter unite. The actualization of creative potential is at the heart of our nature, bringing depth, richness, and importance to our lives. The entire manifest world is imagination brought to life. Planetary cues us to consider what we are producing in our lives and by what means. How are we manifesting our dreams? Are we incarnating our ideas or our ideals? All that we bring to this world, our thoughts, words, and deeds, contribute to the planetary equation. Planetary directs, without judgment, there is only perfection. To achieve maximum productivity, strive wholeheartedly to perfect all that you endeavor, yet also accept that there is an already existing inherent perfection in all that is manifest as it is, simply because it is manifest. Attempting to be overly perfectionist is actually counterproductive. Rather, allow perfection to be a continual process of aspiration. Let us delight in all that we have to bring to this planet and enjoy all that this planet brings to us. And I kind of feel like that's really fitting right now with everything that we're going through in the world. And, perfectionism, yeah, that's not a good thing, y'all. It's just not. It just sets you up for disappointment. Okay. Let's do a moment of Zen to clear some denser energies and get your heart chakra balanced. Close your eyes, open your palms, and allow yourself to be open to receive. I'm going to be connecting with your higher self and calling on your team of guides to help energetically clear any blocks, emotional residue, and or negative attachments in your physical body and light bodies. This will help raise your vibration, expand your consciousness, and increase your awareness in order to help prepare your soul for ascension. Take a deep breath in through your nose, visualizing your inhale as green light, and draw the breath down into your heart. Then exhale through your mouth. Allow your body and mind to relax more on each exhalation. Continue to breathe this way until I tell you to open your eyes. A little heart chakra tone for you. All right, go ahead and open your eyes. And that was for you, Joanne, because I know how much you love the triangle. Okay. Let's get into what you can expect from tonight, April 2nd, through to April 9th as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. General themes. This week is a great time to work on making dreams a reality. Even if you can't physically go anywhere, you can still work on manifesting your future. There's plenty of positive energy around long-term goals and outcomes. You could receive good news and or some form of recognition or support from others. You may also partner up or collaborate with others that can bring in money or advance you in some other way. And many may experience spiritual insights, major spiritual awakenings, romance, and inspiration. So there's a lot of positive energy that is around. But as usual, we do have somewhat of an intense month. So it's going to be a mixed bag of energy, right? So the downside to this energy is hidden information coming to light that may not be pleasant, which I strongly feel will be happening not only on a personal level, but on a global one as well. And it may not happen exactly this week, but I feel pretty confident at some point during the month and beyond, we'll be seeing some hidden truths revealed worldwide. You could also experience the following through your own feelings and emotions, or through others projecting their feelings and emotions onto you. And more than likely, this will manifest itself as a combination of the two, right? Because we mirror each other. Everything is a mirror reflection. So, whatever you're putting out, you're going to get back. So it's going to be a combination of of those two things. What you could experience is confusion, high emotions, self-doubt, uncertainty, judgment, criticism, harshness, negative karma, drama, unpleasant surprises, ego flare-ups, some hostility, some aggression, car accidents, physical body issues, and lying. The other part to this is learning to put energy into solutions and plans to improve any situations. It's also about learning from your mistakes by seeing how you contributed to the problem. It's about being able to see your own role in everything that you're experiencing in your life, whether good or bad. All this stuff is happening because, again, we have to kind of shed light on our shadow sides. So some of the uglier parts of ourselves and others and the world are going to come to light. They're going to be revealed because we have to be able to look at these things in order to move past them, right? It's all about awareness, acknowledgement, and acceptance. Another big lesson happening this week and the weeks to follow revolves around secondhand knowledge, believing something because that's what you are supposed to believe, not because it resonates inside of you. Doing things because someone told you to do them, not because you actually want to. The big picture here is this will play out on the world stage with our government leaders and those in positions of power who have been running the world. Some have blindly trusted, followed, and believed the secondhand information from the powers to be who do not have the best interest of humanity in mind. That's not all the powers to be, but there are some that could care less about humanity, and it's more about power, control, and greed. The small picture playing out here is that you'll see this happening in family dynamics and relationships that are around you. All will be revealed between the seen or known and unseen or unknown. Work, for those of you employed, we've got a mixed bag, right? Some of you are still working, you're able to work from home, some are essential and still physically going to work. Then we have several people that are laid off or on furlough. And those of you who have hated your jobs and thought you were stuck where it was impossible to make a change, I do feel like you will be realizing that you absolutely can make a change, and you will. This situation is really going to be showing you that what you have is not permanent and that you can make changes for the better. I'm also seeing more layoffs and furloughs and changes happening with people's work status. Those of you that are looking for a job, obviously there is not much happening right here. Even if you were terminated or laid off before the coronavirus hit, due to the emergency package, you will still be able to apply for unemployment. So if you haven't, apply for unemployment. Do it. Also, Amazon is hiring, and others in the industry that are considered essential are looking for employment or looking for employees as well right now. So if you're desperate, look in those areas. And again, everyone else, just kind of apply for unemployment, and you can be proactive and working towards whatever goals that you have in mind once all of this, quarantine is over. Love, those of you in committed relationships, some of you will be improving your relationships, and it could come about due to disagreements and petty arguments. Try to get to the core of any problems. Arguments aren't always about what they seem on the surface. It's always deeper. Remember, it takes two to create issues in a relationship. It's almost never entirely the fault of one person. Remember, the people in your life, everything in your life is a mirror reflection of you. And this week and month is very much a make it or break it time in relationships. So lots of work to do on ourselves. Those of you looking for love, some of you could be feeling lonely and empty during this time. If you typically feel this way, know that it can push prospective partners away. So this is something that you really want to kind of work through during this time. And other than that, I'm not really feeling too much here, except maybe some online connections and flirtations and just having some fun in that way. Finances, some are in an ebb, some are in the flow, and others are stagnant. Some of you will be taking some constructive and important steps to improve your financial situation, like changing spending habits, maybe applying for loans and unemployment or anything else that might be able to help you improve your financial situation temporarily. Health, I feel most will be doing well and actually healing through this downtime. Some of you may see some flare-ups of physical symptoms like a cold. Obviously, if you start having symptoms of COVID, then make sure you get yourself tested. Spirituality, some of you will be overcoming some extremely painful parts of your past while others will begin working through them. A lot of people are going to be hitting the dark night of the soul where you're really going to be dealing with some stuff coming up. But again, just feel what you need and work through any emotions. Seek help if you need it. I also feel a lot of peace and stillness coming to many people. For the most part, it's going to be a lot of spiritual growth for everyone. That wraps up the intuitive messages for this week. Let me get to tonight's caller. I have Robin in Bathurst, New South Wales, Australia. Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How can I help you tonight?
So do I just ask a question?
Yeah, you can ask me any questions that you might have, what you want to know about, and I'll give you whatever comes to me.
Great. I just want to know, what do you see for me with work-wise?
Well, it's a little, I almost feel like there's a part of you that's having like this urge to get out of a current work situation if you are still employed right now during this time. So I just really kind of feel like you want a change. Is that in alignment with where you're at?
Yeah, sort of. Just certain things make me want to do something else. Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like you want a change, and you're having like, and this might build, right? Where I feel like you're just going to have a powerful urge, like it's a feeling, it's a strong desire to just change your situation and change what you're doing. And I feel like it's really important that you don't disregard your feelings that are coming up, but I also feel like you have to kind of plan for your transition, because there's a part of me that feels like you're not really 100% sure what you want. You just know that you want change. So I feel like you have to kind of connect with yourself on a deeper level to find out exactly what it is that you want to do, right? I feel like you have to weigh the pros and cons. Yeah, so once you do that, once you have your game plan in mind and you have your plans ready to go, at that point, I can see you making that leap of faith. I feel like because we have a little bit of a fluctuating timeline with the virus, I feel maybe some significant changes with your career sometime between June and September, because I feel by December you're in a completely different job. So I would say you're going to see the significant changes happening sometime between June and September, and I feel like definitely no matter what, even if the timeline shifts a little bit, by the end of the year you're definitely just on a different path. I feel like you need to connect with your passion.
Okay.
There's a part of you, I feel like there's a part of you that really wants to kind of try to do something on your own.
Yep. Thank you for that. Can I ask another one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we still have some time. So we have about 8 minutes, I believe.
Oh, great. I was just wondering, what do you see for my love life?
Okay, so I'm having a little bit of a feeling either you're having thoughts about wanting to end a long-term relationship, or maybe you've ended a long-term relationship. And now I feel like, have you left already, or are you thinking about leaving?
Left would have been years ago.
Okay, so you're single right now.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So it's difficult to tell because a lot of times, unfortunately, even though we end relationships and leave them, sometimes we are holding on to baggage. And I do feel like there's some stuff that you haven't completely, I kind of feel like some of the difficult parts of the past relationship that you've had, you haven't really fully gotten either complete closure or fully let go of on a subconscious level. So I feel like there's a part of you that wants to be out there and you want to have love come into your life, but at the same time, you're afraid and you're not fully engaging with the world outside. And like, I almost feel like maybe you've become a little bit of a hermit at times. So I feel like you've got to definitely put yourself out there and get clear about what you want, because I feel like you need clarity in this area of your life as well. Like, what do you want? I feel like you know what you don't want.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Okay.
so with the love thing, well, is there somebody that you're interested in? Like, is there somebody that you're kind of having like a flirtation with, or maybe it's not quite, maybe it could just be someone you know, but I feel like there might be somebody that you kind of feel like you would want to pursue.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. But you're unclear about what this person actually wants. Like, I feel like it's more the friend zone right now, and you're kind of feeling concerned about opening yourself up to more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like there's some hesitation there.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there's possibility there. I feel like there's real possibility there, but I do feel that something is going to shift with the other person. Is that the person that you're interested in? Are they going through a challenging time right now with something? Like, I obviously maybe work or something, but I feel like they're working through something that kind of has walls up and is making it more difficult for you to be able to maybe get romantically involved.
Also wondering, do you see me moving anytime soon?
Technical difficulties and are frozen in time.
Pardon?
Okay. Robin, were you able to hear the last thing I was saying?
No, it cut out. Sorry.
I was asking if the person that you're interested in, I feel like they're going through a challenging time with something besides the current situation, with the virus. I feel like there's some difficulties happening in this person's life. And that could be part of why maybe there's a wall up and you're not able to cross over into, something more romantic. Do you know if that's the case with this person?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I feel like that is really causing a lot of the disconnect between the two of you in some way. I feel like this person they will get over the situation. And once that happens, I feel like that's when something could potentially blossom. So for you, it's going to be remaining patient, being supportive, but not being a doormat, because I feel like you are getting mixed signals from this person. So sometimes there's like a false sense of hope. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I feel like there's a good possibility. And I think, again, I feel like you are going through some significant changes this year. And I feel like when it comes to your love life, there is a good possibility that everything is going to kind of dissolve in a flash. And then you are going to be in the position to be maybe dating this person or someone else. I kind of feel like something more blossoming in the love department for you that feels like more of a real commitment next year. But it could be
next year.
This could be the foundation year. You know what I mean? Especially if it's that person that you're connected to right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I only have 60 seconds. I hope I was able to answer your questions, and I appreciate you calling in. Everybody else,
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Everybody else, I look forward to connecting with you next Thursday. Have a great week. Bye.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.Wixsite.com/Perry Lyons. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, folks. I'm Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic, and it's great to see you. I just love having you here every week. It's a joy. So, obviously, these are strange times indeed. It's interesting because every single professional psychic or intuitive or medium I know, nobody picked up on this. Not one. And I went into meditation and asked, why is that? And I got a really interesting answer. Well, I thought it was interesting. And the answer was because if y'all had been prepared for this, y'all would have, why am I saying y'all? I'm from Brooklyn. You guys would have sort of separated beforehand in the preparations. You would have separated into class divides and groups and cliques. And this way, we're all getting a taste of what it feels like to be equal in a lot of ways. The other thing is that I've been spending a lot of time in what are called the Akashic records. They're, and they're vinyl. No. And the Akashic records are sort of the record of our lives and everything has an Akashic record. I do Akashic record readings for houses, which can be kind of a funny story. But what I keep getting, because I'm a person, I get panicky too, and I've been in quarantine with my boyfriend, and this morning I was ready to kill and eat him. It's better now, but this is a weird time. So I went out, I was a little panicky, and I said, is everybody going to be okay? And I'm in no way downplaying the seriousness of this. In no way. Stay inside. Wash your hands. If you must be around people, keep a 6-foot distance between you. All of that's really important. I'm the daughter of a public health official. So it's important that you practice all of those. But when I went up, I kept getting from the Akashic records that it's going to be okay and things are going to be better after this. I'm like, you obviously have not invested in the stock market. And they're like, yeah, actually we have. But I just keep getting these reassuring messages and I'm not paying them. And I go to what I call my guides, and my guides are like, people are really going to be fine. This is a time when that's been given to us to find out what our values are, who and what we love, what is really important to us rather than what our fantasies are about what we should be doing. So I naturally accuse my guides of day drinking. But I know this is a hard time for everybody. Oh, we have Christine in Ontario. I love people from Ontario. Give me one more minute, Christine. Just hang out because I really want to talk to you. I've got something to tell you. Anyway, so what I want you to know is that, I'm a New Yorker. We're not optimists. But still, whenever I go to my guides or I go into the place where I get information from, which is Trader Joe's, I keep getting the same things. And what I get told to do and what I'm going to pass on to you guys is that this is a time to, maybe get a meditation app, learn meditation, spend time with your kids, whether you want to or not. A lot of people are in the homeschooling thing are learning that they're terrific teachers. Have some patience. It's going to be okay. By November, we're all going to be fine again. We're going to have slowed down a bit. And we're also going to have the opportunity for people to be recognized for who they are and what they are and what they give to the world just naturally in their existence, rather than how famous they are, how well dressed they are. Because honestly, I've been wearing the same thing for 2 weeks. No, I haven't, but it feels like it. It's going to be a better time. And I'm not saying that in a Pollyanna way. I'm saying that in a I was really surprised to keep getting told that. And before we get to my lovely Ontario buddy, I just want to say this show is dedicated to all the medical workers everywhere who are heroes. I'm going to read some names because these are the names. I go to this clinic called Evolve, which is in Annapolis, and it's the people there are the most committed, dedicated professionals. And to me, as I read each name, I want you to think of 100,000 people lined up behind each person, 100,000 health professionals. And I'd like you to just take a moment as I'm reading these names and send positivity and gratitude and loving energy to both the lovely people whose names I'm about to read and also the 100,000 people they each represent, if not more. So I'd like to say thank you, and just, you guys are great. To Sherry Perky, Stephanie Cusco, Joanne Wang, Leah, I hope I'm saying Canale, Lily Goldstein, Juliana, Will, Lori Bond, and Anna, and Dr. Friedman. That's not actually his first name, but and behind each of those people are these dedicated, kind, really gifted professionals, are just a legion of people. People are coming out of retirement in New York City and everywhere else, doctors, to work as volunteers. It's amazing. So people are good, and we're going to get through this, and we're already there. Keep your focus on what you love, who you love, and on the fact that how appreciative we're all going to be of the regular everyday activities we always took for granted. Okay, thank you guys. And thanks to all my medical peeps at Evolve. I love you guys. Okay, Miss Ontario, how are you? Thanks for waiting. You're so patient.
Hi.
Hi, babe. How are you?
Just fine, thank you. How are you?
Thank heavens, I'm fabulous, and the better for talking to you. So, first I'm going to ask you to say your birthday. Thank you. First, I'm going to ask you to say your birthday, because that's sort of how I connect to people. You don't have to say the year. Don't ask, don't tell. So when's your birthday, my love?
June the 28th.
Oh, cool. You're Cancer. Cool.
Yeah, that's right.
So it feels like you have a really specific question. What is it?
Well, I'd like to know if my cancer is going to come back.
No. Oh, sorry. I didn't even know I was going to say that. I mean, obviously, usually it's the stuff that I just blurt out that's, was it in the lower part of your body? Or the upper? Was it something to do with ladiness?
No, actually, I had a third of my lung out.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting breast. It's right behind the left lung?
Right lung, upper lobe, 8 nodes that were fine, and I have COPD and asthma.
Oh, honey. Well, I'm glad you're staying inside and taking care of yourself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no choice.
Yeah, right. I should explain that usually, I say this to clients in sessions, usually the first minute, it takes me a minute to tune in on your energy. So I apologize about not being right about the lung thing, but I was getting it as breast. So also seeing it on this side. So for me, my left is your right. I really, honestly, I think you're taking really good care of yourself. I think also that you have a community of people who really love you. And I was just reading some research that says, for those of us who are survivors of something serious, that keeping in touch with our community, or even just taking a moment every day to think about how many people love us and how many people we love, and that's something that you naturally do. I mean, you may have been hermiting a little lately, because who isn't? But no, I don't feel, obviously keep going to your doctor but I really feel that you're past that. And I feel that the next part of your life is, in a strange way, going to be really good. So I almost want to say that the best part of your life is ahead of you. I mean, I know you've had a lot of great times and your kids and all that stuff, but I think that this near-death experience handed your real self back to you in some ways, and gave you a kind of, in some ways, an I don't care what other people think attitude. In the past, I feel like maybe you were a bit of a people pleaser, or you wanted, who isn't, but I feel like this experience has focused you. And now that you're focused, you don't need to do it again. But I really don't feel it's going to be back. And I have to tell you, I tend to be right about this stuff. And obviously, please continue with everything you're doing to keep it in abeyance. But have you discovered any talents or any things you love, or any aspects of yourself since all of this happened that have surprised you, or that you really enjoy? Yeah.
Yes, just before I was ordained, and with the marriage privilege. And yes, it has changed my life. And I even started giving some services at the United Church, and brought them in the stone person for energy.
Oh, yeah, you're very spiritually connected. And that's, I think, the thing that's going to, there is a lot of grace around you. And I just don't mean if you have like a dog named Grace. You're walking in grace. And you live in gratitude. Really, of course you have funky moments, because who doesn't? But you live in gratitude. And those things, you have such a strong connection to your higher power, God, all of that. So also, I was just reading this beautiful psalm in Isaiah that talks about how your word goes forth. It's so beautiful. If you contact me on Facebook, I'm Peri, Peri, Lyons, Lyons. I'll send you that. And I'll also give you like a free 5-minute, 10-minute follow-up, because you have a lot to give the world, girl. I'm sorry, this girl.
Thank you.
The other thing is, you really have a gift for have you delivered a lot of sermons? You have a gift for connecting with people, and you have a gift for communication. You're a hell of a writer.
I have been told that I've helped some people out with sermons, and even had the conversation with a Chinese gentleman in a bank, and said that I had answered questions for him that he had had most of his life. But I'm really into helping to heal other people, and I have a couple of people who are struggling with cancer right now.
Healing is much easier than people, at least it is for me, and it will be for you, than people think. It's, I work with, I give treatments for free to sick people. I can't right now, but just, if you just sort of hover your hands over them, you'll be guided to, and you don't even have to touch them, because that could lead to lawsuits, but hover your hands over them, and then just feel the presence of God, or higher power, or unconditional love, whatever you want to call it, and just be part of that, and have them be part of it. It's, if that makes sense, it's kind of that easy, and you have a real gift here. So please keep in touch with me, because you've got the best part of your life. You have the sermons that you deliver, and just the everyday ministry of you being you. In the bank, in the grocery store, but stay home and have groceries delivered, please. Also, I would recommend doing some yogic breathing. I think that will be really helpful for you. So look up a thing called lung deep breathing in Kundalini Yoga, Kundalini. I think that will be miraculous for you. But you have I can't believe I'm saying this in this like plague year, but you have a really good year coming up. And I would think about starting an online ministry if you can. Just talk to people. People need to hear your voice and they need to hear your words. And no, I absolutely don't think it's coming back. I think that you're here for a reason. I mean, obviously, people for whom it does come back are also here for a reason, but I think that you have a real glow, my dear. I hope that helps. Will you get in touch?
Bless you.
God bless you.
Most definitely I will, Connie. Thank you very, very much.
All right, my love.
You've been very helpful.
Brooklyn girl. Oh, thank you. Hey, well, I love your energy. It's a very grace. You're filled with grace. So, all right, my love. Thank you. And I'll talk to you soon. That's a promise. Okay? All right. Now we have a Brooklyn girl. Hi, baby. Where in Brooklyn are you from?
Yes, hello? I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Hi, sweetie. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. Which part are you from?
Well, so I don't really like to say, but it's, around the Ocean Parkway area. But I don't really like to say online because I never know.
No, of course not. I just meant what neighborhood. I'm in, sort of Brooklyn Heights, downtown. But I love Brooklyn. Fourth generation Brooklyn. So, tell me your birthday. So that's how I connect with people. And then it feels like... What is your birthday?
It's March the 6th. It's March the 3rd, 1954.
March the 6th, you're Pisces too? Yay!
Yeah, March the 3rd, 1954, yeah.
Awesome. All right, my darling. Do you have, it feels like there's a question or two that you have in mind. If you don't, I'll do a deep dive. But what would you like to know, my angel?
Well, I like to be connected with my mother, Dorothy. She passed away suddenly, and well, I don't want to talk too much. I want to see if you can help me. Everything happened so quickly, and well, I can't tell you everything. I just want to know if she has a message for me, if she knows my struggling and all that I'm going through, if she's helping me, or what she's doing for me, like what she thinks. You know, the way she left was unbelievable.
It was like 1 minute totally here, and then the next minute, oh my God. Did she have an old, I'm not saying her name is Thelma, but did she have like a really pretty old-fashioned name? I don't want to say Thelma because that's not it.
Dorothy.
There you go.
Dorothy.
Yeah. It's from the same era. And she was, oh my God, I love her energy. She's so fun. Did she have dark hair?
No,
I mean, maybe
she has blonde hair.
She had blonde hair? Oh, was she originally dark? Okay, that's all right. Well, maybe I'm getting somebody she's hanging out with. Sorry, mediumship on demand is a little hard, but I'm going to do it. Okay, Dorothy, hang out. I feel like she was a little on the petite side and a little curvy. Is that correct?
Petite, you said?
Well, like 5'4".
Yeah. No, she was only 4'11". You were psychic, so don't you know? You know what I mean?
Well, if I said petite, did you say 4'11" or 5'11"?
No, 4'11".
What did you say?
You're asking me a lot of
questions.
Petite.
Petite
I would like
means
you
small.
to tell me, not ask me. Could you please tell me, not ask me?
Yes, dear. I said she was petite, and you confirmed that by saying she was 4'11". So when I said she was petite and curvy, she was a little curvy. I'm sorry I got the hair color wrong, but I do think at one time she had dark hair. And she was curvy, and she is also interesting. She was a very sharp truth teller. She could be very quiet and tactful, but she would really tell you the truth, no holds barred, occasionally.
I want to know a message. Why did she die? How did she die? I want to know the messages.
Well, first I have to describe her to make sure I'm getting the right person. So I said petite. You didn't say if she was curvy or not, but that's what I get. I get that she was also a hell of a cook and took care of everybody. You have a grandson you're worried about, it feels like, or grandchild. And it feels like...
What?
It feels like you have a grandchild you're worried about. Or she is... Sorry, she has a grandchild.
No,
she has a grandchild.
I'm not even married. No, there's no grandchildren.
She has a grandchild, not you. Sorry. She has a grandchild. I misheard her. She's talking long distance here. I'm psychic. I'm not God.
No, wait a minute. She doesn't have any grandchildren, my mother.
You don't have a brother who's...
No, my brother's dead. He never had children.
All right.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Then there's somebody... I apologize. Mediumship, I'm usually right. But, hey, sometimes I'm not. But, hold on. Let me get her. What is this? Okay, not grandchild. Hold on. One thing there were two, I'm sorry, there were two things she used to nag you about. I think she used to nag you about your appearance a bit. I don't mean nag in a bad way. I mean, she would offer constructive... She wanted you to look a certain way. So that was something she would tell you a lot. But what she really wants you to do right now is she wants you to get married. And she wants you to, or be with somebody. She also wants you to talk to her because I think there's a part of you that thinks that personality doesn't survive, but because you're very rational, you do something very rational for a living, but she wants you to get out of your head a little. And she would like if you just checked in with her every day. Talk to her as if she's there, because she is. She was as surprised as anybody why she died. It was her time. In a lot of ways, she would say that she said, hold on. She's saying, think about you, don't think about me, but you can talk to me. She's also saying that she had a very good life. She had a marriage to a man she loved. She had a comfortable existence. She loved her kids. I can't tell if there are two or three of you, but she also wants you. Here's the thing. When somebody's passed over, we can absolutely talk to them. They can hear us. But we can also ask them to help us with certain things. Now, because there is a kind of a free will thing, they can't always help us unless we actually ask. They can help us in life and death situations without us asking, but they can help us in just regular stuff, but we have to ask for their help. I know after my beloved father died, I asked him for help with publicity, and the next day the New Yorker magazine called me for an interview. That was his favorite magazine, and it was out of the blue. I think that your mother would like you to ask her for two things. She'd like you to ask her to help you find a life partner, which is what she wants for you. And this is really strange, but she also, if you shop for clothes, she'd like you to ask her opinion. I can't believe I'm saying that. But she was, a good appearance was very important to her. She dressed very well. She was very stylish. And that was something that she wanted to share with you. The other message she has for you is that in the work you do, you can get some sort of promotion in the next year. I think you might have to get a certification or take some sort of course. But mostly what she wants is to have you know that she just loved you beyond anything. And she wasn't the sort of person who would say, "Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you." I mean, she did, but she showed it in her actions, what she did for you, and how patient and loving she was with you and your brother. I'm not sure if you have another sister or not. That's a little strange. All right, let that go. But she, what she mostly wants is for you to be happy, and for you to. You're very smart. You're very rational. I've got 10 seconds. I'm going to say this fast. She'd like you to get out of your head a bit and have some more fun, and maybe attend services occasionally. So that's all I got, my love. And I'll see you all next week, 9 p.m., Moonstruck. And bless you, my dear. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. This is Perry Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic, thanking you all for being here. It's a joy to be with you. Thanks to both my callers. And wash your hands, everybody, and stay indoors. It's going to be okay. All right. Love you. See you next week.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Insights by Janita with Janita Francis. Live from InsightsByJanita.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights by Janita
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening. It's morning over here in Australia and it's evening for you guys in the US. I hope that your week is improving. We're in these weird, wacky times at the moment where there's so much uncertainty. But what I have noticed in the last week or so is the number of people that are actually starting to do different things that they never have done before. I've done so many readings for people that have just gone, I feel so lost. My whole entire life was my job. I'm an executive, I'm a CEO, I'm this person, I'm that person, all these labels. And now that they can't go into work, we're on stage 3 lockdown, which means that if you don't have to absolutely positively go into work, then you need to stay home where we live. And a lot of people are really struggling with what their identity is without this job. And even though they're going back to the job, the jobs haven't dissolved into thin air and never to be seen again. But a lot of people valued themselves on their job. A lot of people thought, I am this, therefore I am. And it's really been very interesting to watch people transform from what they thought was so important in their lives to what is actually important in their lives. And I think, when we get on the other side of this, however long it may take, and I absolutely know it's going to be about 4 weeks. It's not going to be 3 months at all. But when we get on the other side of this, it's going to be it's such a different approach to work. I really don't want anyone to go back into the same old Groundhog Day that they were experiencing before. I really want people to go, you know what? Yes, it was testing. It was challenging. But I pushed through all of those challenges and I found a side of me that hadn't been there, or I didn't realize was there, or I reconnected with my partner, I reconnected with my kids, or I hadn't spent so much time talking to my friends on social media that I did when I wasn't able to go and visit them, and we've deepened our relationships, and I've deepened what the meaning of life is for me, and that would be the ultimate goal for everyone to achieve, because without a doubt, Corona has certainly caused a big chaos right across the entire world. And there's so much other stuff going on as well, that will come out in the wash. And I've done a couple of higher realm downloads, which is when I actually channel directly from the higher realm. And they're on my YouTube channel. So if you'd like to check those out, please do. There will be more coming through as well now that I've asked if it's okay if I continue to record these sessions, and I've been granted to do so. So it's really interesting what's happening with, a lot of the conspiracy theories that we were thinking about previously are actually starting to manifest right before our eyes, and a lot of things that we questioned before, we've got more questions now, but things in some crazy way are actually starting to make a little bit more sense for a lot of people. I've noticed that here, the lizards in our backyard are actually like tripling every single day, just about. We've got lots of lizards. We're on a quarter of an acre, so we have lots of, not wildlife so much, but little critters and things running around, and they don't seem to be as shy anymore. So, there's one small positive for me, but, the grass seems to be greener, and the things that we maybe didn't pay much attention to before, we're changing our perception, we're changing the way we view it. There's another thing that's come up a lot is fear. And, there's a couple of acronyms around that: forget everything and run. So fear, forget everything and run. Or and what I've been teaching people for years and years is to feel emotion and release. And that's what fear is all about. I mean, if we go to a scary movie and we watch it with someone who giggles all the way through, it's a little bit hard to take the scariness seriously because we've got a giggle pot next to us. And then that person starts giggling and the next person starts giggling and we're all laughing about silly stuff, and all of a sudden the fear that we felt watching that horror movie is no longer there. And I know that this is real life, it's not a horror movie, but it's a similar sort of thing when we're surrounded by heightened emotions, whether they're positive emotions or whether they're fear-based emotions. We will tap into that energy. The sense of connection that we want to have as human beings, it's quite strong. And unfortunately, it's fear that's connecting us at the moment. And, a lot of people are acting, in ways that they actually hadn't thought they'd ever act before. I know that here in Australia, and I'm almost ashamed to say it, but we've actually had women in my own age group become quite violent and very aggressive and combative in supermarkets and in restaurants before we closed them down, and in takeaway outlets. And it's certainly shown a side of people that, we're middle-aged mums, we're not young kids anymore. We're not supposed to behave like that. I'm not really. So it certainly put people into a corner, and they've reacted in ways that perhaps they themselves never knew that they would react like that. We've also had people, unfortunately, spitting in fruit here, and they've since been arrested, which is just, I just can't seem to get my head around that style of behaviour. So the fear has really created, a situation where people are just not behaving how they would normally behave. And we need to bring that back a little bit and think about, am I buying into the fear that's surrounding all of the things that are going on in the world at the moment, or am I keeping my calm state where I need to keep calm, and so my immune system is working at its optimum best? Because, when you get down into those fear, you get the depression, and then you get isolated, and then, you don't want to go out, and fear takes over and makes all your decisions so much harder. So it can really bring your immune system down at the same time because they're a lower frequency. You really need to be up in those higher frequencies for you to be able to maintain your health, mental health as well, not just physical health. So it's really interesting watching some of the people that I've read for 14, 15 years have said, do I have anything to worry about with this? And I'm like, no, these are the things you need to do. You need to practice good hygiene. You need to do the things that the government is giving you the guidelines on, but you also need to use your intuition and trust what's happening around you and trust how you feel around the situation as well. And, I can guarantee you that if you stop and sit and really pay attention to how you're feeling, you are absorbing other people's energies and buying into that fear, which is not good for anybody. It's just really not. So we will get through this. When it was not the end of our civilization. It's we did a little test on numbers here in Australia, and a flu season actually decimates more families and causes more deaths than the coronavirus. So there's a lot of hype going on, and I really urge you to try to remain as calm as possible and really have a look at researching a little bit for yourself, trusting your inner gut. We're very intuitive beings. It doesn't matter whether you're here on A1R Psychic Radio, you haven't been discovered yet, or you just get these funny little feelings. Everybody has an intuitive ability. And, now's the time for us to tap into that and see how we're actually feeling about this scenario and what's happening, as opposed to letting other people dictate those terms for us. So, relationships has come up a lot too. A lot of people are strengthening relationships. A lot of relationships are starting to fall by the wayside because they've been distracted by their work, or they've been distracted by their family, or dropping the kids off, picking the kids up, taking them to school, taking them to soccer, and all those sorts of everyday things that distract people. So, if you're in a relationship that needs a bit of work, now is the time to do that. that it's the perfect distraction, your relationship with your loved ones. Use this time to be able to strengthen them, to understand each other, to find new coping mechanisms, to find new ways to communicate. And, if your relationship is going from strength to strength, my husband and I personally, we've been working all the way through in our other jobs. We're very, very fortunate in that regard. We've got a wonderful relationship. And I said to him the other day, maybe we should see if we can go on leave and let somebody else come back to work. And he's like, that'd be great. So we're actually looking forward to having a little bit of time when we get through the busyness that has now been chucked at us in our respective jobs. So, just the debrief, I suppose, and we talk to each other every single day about everything that's going on. So we're very, very fortunate. So I urge you to do the same. Talk to your partners, talk to your loved ones, and see how they're feeling. Test in with your mates. Say, how's this going for you? And use this time to deepen your relationship, because the more you spend time doing the things that you love and that you appreciate, more your frequency will lift. And the more your frequency lifts, the higher your immune system lifts as well, okay? So little tricks that will get us through this. Another little thing that I've been sharing with a lot of people is frequency 528. So if you jump on YouTube and you type in 528 HZ, so hotel, Deborah, HZ, and have a look at the transformation tone. And they're meditations that you can do that would just, when you listen to them, and they are like songs, okay? So if you find one that drives you a bit batty because it's not your style of song, just move on to the next one. But the 528 hertz is where the frequency will shift your body. It'll shift your frequency that you're sending out as well. It'll just balance you out. It'll settle down your solar plexus, which is where all your emotions are dealt with. Will also help with psychic traumas. If you're not familiar with that term, it's when you get like a little wart on your psyche, and the wart is formed when you have a positive and a negative emotional response to something at the same time. So for me, it was excitement, and every time I was excited as a child, somebody came along and destroyed that excitement every single time. So I associated things that if I don't get excited, then I won't get the negative, and that stopped me from experiencing what true excitement was. And now I get excited at like the best of things, because I know that it's not a negative. I know that I'm not going to get ridiculed for being excited. So that's what a psychic trauma is in a nutshell. So, for you to work on those things as well, and this was 528 frequency will help you do that. It will elevate you, relax you. There's one in particular that I really like personally, and that is the one that has like a gold lotus coming out of the screen when you first start it. That is one of my favorites. I just find within a couple of minutes of listening to it, I just start to relax a little bit more. And I don't try to visualize. I don't try to do anything fancy. I do all the naughty things that you're taught not to do. I fold my arms. I cross my ankles. I lay down. I sit up, lay on the couch, stick cushions under my knees and my neck, and do whatever is comfortable for you. It really doesn't matter. We're such individual, complex people that, if you're comfortable, you will do it. If you're uncomfortable, you won't do it because you'll hate it. And the whole idea is to enjoy it and to do it often. So it's in your best interest. What else is going on at the moment? I know that within the next couple of days, a lot of people are actually starting to feel I actually have the worst headache right now. So I'm having a little bit of trouble formulating my words from my brain to my mouth. And a lot of people are experiencing different things. They're going through different purges and different shifts. And some people are getting vertigo, so they're feeling a little bit dizzy. It kind of feels like your blood pressure is off, but you haven't just got up too quickly or sat down too quickly. So it's there's lots going on. Some other people, I had a lady tell me recently, she said, I don't drink and I feel like I've had too many wines. And I'm like, that's your shifting, your body is processing all the changes that are happening in the world. It's not as busy. I can lay in my bed at night time and not hear sirens and not hear the normal chatter or somebody's music. It's really very quiet. I actually love it. I'm an introvert, so I'm really enjoying it. But the things that are happening for people and the shifts that are going on, the purging that's happening for us as well. A lot of people are just crying for absolutely no reason. I had a lady earlier today, she said we were just having a normal conversation about stuff, and she said, and here comes the tears. And when that happens, your body is emotionally responding to things, even, if it's not as elegant and it's perhaps you're releasing in other ways, if you get my drift, then it's still a release. Don't block it. Don't stop it. Don't tell yourself not to be silly. Don't tell yourself not to cry. Allow those things to happen, because that's how we nurture ourselves and how we water our souls and how we grow from the experience as well. And also stops the trapped emotions and it stops those emotional blockages that, in relationships is a good example. If you date a couple of people that are little buggers and, then dishonest, or they do terrible things or behave in ways that, is not exactly honourable, you tend to take those experiences yourself, and you try not to make the same mistake by choosing those style of people. Or you go, oh, I've seen this before, it's a bit of a red flag. So you're using your experiences of the past to be able to impact your current decisions. But, and some people go from relationship to relationship, or they just don't go back to a relationship for a very long time because the hurt is just too much for them to process. So they stash it, they stick it in the hurt box and try not to visit it too often because it's just too difficult. So now's the time where all these things are going on to have a look and to scrutinize those times in your life and say, is this a hurt that I need to keep hanging on to? Can I get rid of the hurt and let go of all of that, but still take that lesson with me to, help me identify red flags in the future? So hibernation sabbaticals all around in this household, and I'm encouraging as many people as possible to really just take this time to learn about themselves, understand their boundaries, understand their moral compass, their ethics. If you've always wanted to look at a different religion, do it now. If you've always wanted to have a look at learning how to paint, do it now. There's lots of things that you can do. The internet we still have. Use it as often as you can, not to look up fear-based things, but to look up how to cross-stitch or how to edit videos. There's so many free programs out there at the moment that you can pop on your computer and put all your family pictures together and turn it into a video and put some backing music, your favorite song or something on it. So, learn how to do those sorts of things and take this time to get the hang of ourselves and to regroup and take our breath in and start to relax a little bit more into what's happening around us. I'm doing a lot of astrology charts at the moment, so I'm doing a lot of natal charts, which is where all your planets were right at the time that you were born. That is helping people understand their 7 sub-personalities, which is your 7 planets, and that make up your natal chart, the main planets. And that has been giving people a lot of comfort as well, because they're actually able to go, right, okay, I'm going to take this time to learn about this, or learn about my North Node, which is my soul contract, what I'm here for this lifetime. Numerology has been really popular at the moment too, and I think what it is because there's a spiritual side to it, but there's also a mathematical side. So people are still trying to apply logic so they can get their head around it, so it's something tangible for them to take control of while they're doing the spiritual stuff, while they're transitioning and they're purging and they're releasing things that no longer need to be in their lives. So it's very cool. Channeled readings are something that's happening more and more for me at the moment. I take bookings in overnight, so every morning I'm greeted with bookings. So it's really very interesting. All of the A1R Psychic Radio listeners actually have a discount. So instead of $80 for their half-hour read, they get $50 for their half-hour read. So if you're interested in doing that, we're actually able to do that through video conferencing. We don't have to be in the same country. We don't even have to be in the same room. Frequency is frequency. I can shift into that anywhere we go. So if you're interested in doing that, go over to my Facebook page, Insight by Janita Francis, and send me a message through there, and we can organise that for you. when I pop the link up to this video a little bit later for tomorrow, I will also put the link for the PayPal account in there if you're interested in having that reading. So, Twitter and Instagram are other places that you can catch me. I have a YouTube channel. As I mentioned earlier, the higher realm downloads are happening. If you're not familiar with what a higher realm is, this is sort of like if you explain it in such a way that you have spirit, which is people that have been here before that have passed away. Then you have entity, which are people that have never been to Earth before and never had a human incarnation, but they are still there. They're still in spirit and soul form. And then you have the higher realm. So I tap into the higher realm as well as the spirit and the entity. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So check me out on YouTube if you've got some time to do that whilst you're perusing how you're going to enhance and just get the hang of yourself and enjoy learning more about yourself without all those distractions and those labels. So rightio, I think we're almost at the end of the program for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in and saying hello, listening to me as always. You can catch me, as I mentioned, on Facebook, Insights by Janita. That's JOHNITA Francis, FRANCIS. You can also catch me on my website, insightbyjanita.com, and then Instagram and Twitter, and of course YouTube. I keep my name as Insights by Janita everywhere I go. Except Instagram made me get @iJanita. So I sound like a bit of a robot. iJanita, very cool, isn't it? So thanks for that, Instagram. That was really much appreciated. I had a bit of a chuckle when I saw that, and I'm not very savvy, so I didn't realise how to change it. I'm stuck with it now. But that's where you'll find me on Instagram. I think that's about it. Next week we'll be doing collective readings because the energy will be completely different next week. You can mark my words, everybody who is listening. Get out in the garden, take your shoes off, enjoy what's going on around you, reconnect with your partners, reconnect with your kids, learn about yourselves. You should be your most favourite loved subject in the entire universe. So learn about yourselves today. I'd love to hear what you're doing if you're taking up a hobby. And I'd love to hear it. All right, guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all again next week. Bye for now.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olson. Live from AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights into Consciousness
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, good evening. I'm Anna Olson here on Insights into Consciousness on A1R Radio. Every Thursday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm here not only to do a free reading, but to also just talk about some things that I think people ask a lot of questions about, or they've been pretty interested about in the past. So I also like to take questions that I get via email or by my website or the classes that I've done, and just to answer those here because they're so common that I just like to let people know how I do things. And of course, that will vary from practitioner to practitioner or reader to reader. So usually I will just tell people how I do things, and I tell people how it goes for me. So that's just me, and that's just the way that I do it. Different people do things differently. So I also love to hear feedback about what you have found on specific topics that I go over on my show. So if you ever have any feedback, I'd love to hear from you at AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com. You can go to my contact page and email me, which gets to me a lot quicker and easier than the chat box, actually. The chat box is only there for the times that I'm actually on call, which isn't very often opposed to how often I will check my emails. And if I don't answer right away on my chat box via my website, then I'm not going to get a hold of you that day or maybe ever, because we'll miss each other. So again, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, ANNAOLSEN, and it's on the bottom of the screen. So today I'm going to take a call, but first I wanted to go over some of the volunteer work that I have done and that I continue to do with some organizations in Los Angeles through a program called MITT, which is Mastery in Transformational Training in Los Angeles, California. I have been able to have the pleasure of working with some teenagers through the Torch program through after graduating from MITT. As a graduate myself, I've been able to staff many trainings for kids, both in the corrections department and through juvenile hall, or kids that are in trouble or at-risk youth. I've also been able to work with children that just have goals and they'd like to set more goals as teens, and it's basically a leadership program to teach them not only how to be leaders, but how to communicate more effectively and to build their emotional intelligence in a very strict psychological environment with people who are very caring and nurturing. And I've had the pleasure with working with many people who have not only been very experienced in all of these different topics, but also have a passion for working with children and helping inner city kids to better their lives, to better their situations, and to take full responsibility for not only where they are in their life, but where they're going and where they would like to be in the future and what kind of difference that they would like to make in the world. And unfortunately, last night, early morning this morning, I found out that one of my fellow advocates and coaches, Joe Palmer, had passed away from complications due to a surgery in his early 50s. So in his honor, and remembering Joe Palmer, tonight I'd like to just mention the Torch Foundation. You can go to thetorchfoundation.org if you'd like more information regarding getting your child fully covered and having a scholarship to be put through the Torch Foundation, if they're at risk or not, if they just have had emotional issues, or if they're going through a lot for any reason. Some kids are having different sexual orientation issues, or sometimes they're just having trouble with their peers, or maybe with their goals, or exactly what they'd like to do in their life. And what's really great about this program is not only can you get scholarships for certain trainings in Los Angeles, but they're also done all over the United States and all over the world. So there are even some of these trainings being done for adults in China and Mexico. And I just want to really reiterate how great this work is with children. And really striving to have all of my children go through these trainings. I have had one of my kids so far, who's now an adult, go through these trainings, and they're phenomenal for their development, their growth socially and emotionally. And the main emphasis I wanted to put out there in Joe's honor is the topic of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the thing that all the psychologists know really get people places. So you can have a straight 4.0 grade point average for your entire life, and if you haven't worked on that emotional intelligence, you're in trouble. They show that people can even, have less of an education and end up going much further with their developed and advanced emotional intelligence than those who have not. So that is something to learn early as possible, hopefully when kids are either in their even infant stages all the way up until preschool, kindergarten, first grade. That's the time to really get them started on identifying emotions and feelings in others and being able to have a compromise and an empathy when working with others to really develop their relationships with others and to be able to work towards goals in their life with support from others and to really build strong emotional bonds with people in their work environment, at home, their marriages, and in their communities. So again, I would really like to extend the invitation to go to thetorchfoundation.org and to find out what you can about this wonderful organization and how you can get started in either having your child 13 to 17 participate or to even be a mentor after going through the trainings, because some of these kids go back and they also are a peer mentor coach, which is also a great opportunity for them, and it looks amazing on a college application and on a resume as they continue through their work in MITT or in the Torch Foundation. So that said, I just wanted to go into different ways that I have worked on my emotional intelligence and that we can always do better. Nobody's done, quote unquote, in learning about emotional intelligence. So basically, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand how someone else must feel and to properly and appropriately communicate how you feel. So if you want to Google that, it's a really great thing to look at. It's a great thing to learn. I have a caller. Her name is Michelle from San Diego, California. Michelle, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. How are you tonight? Hello?
Hello, Michelle. Hi.
I'm here.
Can you hear me okay?
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. I'm here. I'm going to check my connection real quick. It sounds like you're kind of fading in and out a little bit. So I'm just going to check real quick. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, great. So how can I help you tonight? Is there a specific topic that you'd like to focus on?
Not really, nothing specific other than, trying to figure out how to do life right.
Okay. I think we're all kind of working on that, right?
I should hope so.
Okay, great. So the first thing that I'm kind of thinking of is there something within career or relationships that you'd like to go over?
Well, yeah, most of those relationships I suppose. My husband, he died like 4 years ago. So I'm not really in a relationship, and so.
Okay, so are you?
Hello. Done.
Okay, that right there is in and of itself quite a feat.
Thank you.
So, The first thing I'm getting is the Four of Wands for you with your relationships with your sons. So basically that means that you've had a lot of influence over these boys. And are they all adults now? Like maybe the youngest one in
yes,
teens?
They are.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Is your youngest one still closer to teens or early 20s?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm getting that so far so good. You've been a great influence for them in raising them. And I'm wondering, is there any specific one that you wanted to kind of go over with how things are going with him? Kenneth, okay. So is Kenneth just taking a little longer to become independent?
No.
Okay. Because I'm kind of getting that there's more of the emotional maturity thing there with him. It's not so much that he's not doing well. It's more of a connection that he has with you.
Okay.
And I got something about money, and it's a little bit, I don't know. I'm getting that there is something financial for him.
Okay. Yeah.
So has that been something that's been ongoing?
Yeah. Well, he just went through some stuff with his own son, and he's looking to change jobs, get actually good career going. And he just doesn't know which way he wants to go. He doesn't know how to do it, and it keeps talking himself down. Like, who's going to hire you when you need the weekends off for your kid? You know what I mean? And I'm
right.
like, well, there's something out there for you. But I'd really like to know if things are going to go positively for him.
Yes, it's definitely a challenge right now. I am seeing that there will be a female now. I'm not sure if this is you maybe helping him financially, or if there's going to be a relationship that comes into his life where there's a female who can offer some financial and emotional support there.
Okay.
But I'm getting that, and that there will be a kind of a chapter starting over for him. He's going to have to start over with this new way of living, but we're getting a lot of this with this Mercury in retrograde, where people are starting over from where they were. And we've kind of uprooted a lot of our old stuff in the Mercury in retrograde. August 2nd, we should go direct, which means that these things will be able to straighten out and become more clear around that time and that first week right after August 2nd.
Okay.
How does that feel to you?
It feels all right. It feels pretty good, actually. I was wondering why things just couldn't seem to go right. You know what I mean? No matter which way you tried to spin it.
Yeah. And, it seems like at any season or given chapter of our lives, we're always worried about that one kiddo that's just having a rough time. And
right.
So, yeah. And this is the Mercury in retrograde. Yes. And with the Mercury in retrograde, it just pulls up all this old stuff that needs to be resolved. And it's like, I always say, it's like cleaning out your garage. It's something you don't want to do, but once it's done, you feel so much better.
Right.
And with this new chapter that he's coming into, he's going to be able to straighten out. It's going to take around 6 months for him to figure it out. August 2nd, we're going to go direct. So I think things will clear up around that time and begin to go the way that it looks, more promising, more stable. He just needs some time to get used to the transition in this new chapter, like anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I do see some financial support and maybe, help with watching his son and that sort of thing with the female coming into the picture.
Okay.
So that's promising as well. It will be very helpful and it will work out well. Is he one who works with his hands, like maybe construction or engineering or building?
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing that the work will be a little bit harder but it will be what he needs.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay. And sometimes it sort of makes sense when we're in the reading, and then later on it will make a lot of sense and it will all come together for you. And you're like, oh, that's what she's talking about.
Okay. All right. That sounds pretty cool.
Okay. And, I just really feel like
aha moments.
Yes, you'll have those aha moments. And I love to hear about them, by the way. So if you ever want to contact me and let me know about them, I love to hear about them.
Okay.
For instance, I just had done a reading, a medium reading with a woman who had lost somebody, and I kept telling her I saw a picture of Mary, and there were candles, and does she know what that means? And throughout the whole reading, she could not place it. However, right after she got off the phone with me, she texted somebody that she knows, who knew the deceased, and they texted her a picture right away of a whole little table with a picture of Mary with the candles exactly the way I had described it. So sometimes you have to talk to other people, and communicate with other people. And what that does is it gets people talking, it gets families closer together, and they begin to get closer because they feel like there's more of a teamwork, especially when there's something going on that's a little stressful, or if people are in grief or things like that. So that's a very common thing. It's less common than people getting it right away, but it does happen.
Okay.
And for you, I see you doing a lot of things that you just really love to do. So I'm seeing something almost like gardening. Is there something you like with gardening or outdoors?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, I'm an avid gardener. I've got tomatoes and strawberries and cucumbers and cantaloupe and watermelon and celery all growing in my yard right now.
Wow, you are quite the gardener. I love that. And, I'm just seeing you being able to relax and just becoming more and more leisurely and doing the things that you enjoy more and more and more. And to not let anything cut into that, these things, I think it's great that you do that. And, it's going to be really healthy for you. I feel like you've always been really healthy that way. And, you're just going to keep getting more and more things that are more fun for you, because it's like almost the reward of that investment you made when you were raising your kids when they were young. You're past that phase. You're also beginning or have been working on your new chapter in your life.
Correct.
And although we never stop worrying about our kids, I do see that you are definitely going to become more and more freed up as your youngest gets older. You'll be able to start doing any sort of traveling that you'd like to do or that you've been looking forward to. You can start doing more of your own hobbies, continuing, the gardening. And I see you actually, I'm not sure if there's when people do a specific plant and they win an award for it, like an orchid, or they specialize in bonsais or something like that. I feel like you would be good at it.
In a show, huh?
Yeah, win an award and, like you get the prized plant, like you got that.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like the baking contest, but it's plants or,
yes, they have flower shows.
Okay.
They do.
And I really think that you'd be good at that if that's something that you'd want to try. It'd be something you'd really enjoy. And do you respond well with plants? Because I'm getting that you're almost like an intuitive with plants.
I do talk to them a lot.
Okay, so you talk to your plants, and that's probably why they grow so well. You communicate with them.
Okay.
Yeah, they tell you what they need, which is funny because some people will be like, "What are you talking about?" Plants are alive.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Because you can feel the emotions from them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's a gift. So that's something you can teach.
I can even feel the mycelium sometimes. It's weird.
Yep. So it's interesting how many people connect with plants, trees. They hear messages from them. Plants plants also contain information, meaning if we have a tree that's 100 years old, it has absorbed information from its environment for that 100 years. And it does grow wisdom. It does have information there. And this is all science. It's nothing in anybody's imagination. It's not a delusion or a hallucination. It's been proven. So, that's one of your gifts. So I'd love to see you build on that, because I really think you can share that with others. And the more good intention you put into the plant, the more it yields that in the fruit or the vegetable. And, I could even see you, if you wanted to, it would be fun, I think, for you if you wanted to grow a bunch of different fruits and vegetables and sell them, like maybe farmer's market or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really fun.
That kind of sort of lately. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you'd be great at it.
Okay. Interesting.
There's community gardening projects. Yeah, it really does help people, because there are even, in the big cities, all these wonderful projects where people will plant all these beautiful flowers or vegetables within the cities, and the whole community comes and takes care of it and waters it and then yields from it. There's so many different things you can do to really better people's lives. When people see a garden, it is very therapeutic. It gives them those negative ions that they need to aid in just decreasing their anxiety. It decreases depression. When you put your hands in the soil, it also contains the negative ions, which human beings need and we're fully removed from as a whole. Too many people do not do that anymore. And it's even something you could teach if you would like to. And I think you'd have a lot of fun. I know I'm going off on this whole gardening thing, but I just really feel like you would get a lot of joy from it. And a lot of your hobbies could include that for your, that you could teach that to other people, because a lot of people really have no clue what they're doing when it comes to gardening.
Right. I hear you.
I don't know if you look at my face is guilty right now. What's that?
I have my niece and my sister-in-law are bring their plants over on a regular basis for help with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I mean, they just can't seem to get one to stay alive.
I know exactly how that is. So my oldest son moved out, and he would always take care of my plants, and I'm just hoping to keep them alive. I really hope I can. We need you.
We can. Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to go over? Like, is there any other questions? Do you have any concerns? Retirement, finances?
No. I mean, I'm nowhere near retirement yet, but my mom and dad, they're like traveling right now, and they have this motorhome and they go. And I'd like to, could you tell me, if they're going to have a safe trip home?
Yeah, I think that they'll have a safe trip home. They have to go pretty far, don't they?
Yes, they do.
It's just going to be, I feel like they really love what they're doing, like they're traveling, but there might be a little hiccup with the vehicle.
Okay.
And they'll be fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Like, they can figure this out. They've got it. They've done this for so long. They'll be fine. I just see a little hiccup with the vehicle, maybe just a little something under the hood that they have to deal with on the way home, but they'll come home fine. They'll be safe. They're going to have a safe trip home. I feel like your dad really knows how to take care of himself and your mom.
Right. Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And if anything positive comes up, I will definitely get back to you and let you know.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
How things turn out. You're welcome.
You have a great night.
Thank you. You too, sweetheart.
Okay. Have fun with those plants.
I will.
It's kind of, it's not very common to have somebody who knows how to communicate with plants. It's a rare thing these days. So I'm very excited to be able to talk to somebody who knows how to do it. Yeah, it's like people lose contact with the plants, they ignore them, they block them out, when it's for their best interest to really get in touch with that and communicate with it. So it is special and unique. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it too, because, I mean, you may get some feedback from some people that, oh, well, it's just plants. Oh, that sounds fun. Have fun with that, you know, but it really is quite an amazing thing. It's rare and it's unique. And oftentimes when somebody, oftentimes when somebody has a green thumb, they're also connected to the earth and the rocks and crystals and things like that. And they can read them well, or they know what benefits they provide people. And in addition, however you take care of your plants and vegetables, you're going to put that intention into the fruit or the yield, and that will benefit the people who consume it. So there's a whole science behind this and energy work and with intuition. So to me, it's very exciting. So I just wanted to let you know that it's fun. It's rare to talk to somebody who's so good at it and who has such a connection with that.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You just made my year.
Well, thanks for calling in, and enjoy the beautiful weather there.
Thank you very much. I am. I do every day.
Great. Okay, have a wonderful day. And you can contact me anytime on my website, AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com, or on Facebook, Anna Olson Intuitive. And you have a wonderful night.
All right. Thank you. You too, Hannah.
Okay, good night. So here we had somebody who connects well with plants, and there's so many different types of extrasensory abilities that it can make your head spin. There's 12, and that's one of the rare ones that I've actually connected with a few times, but it's for somebody who connects as well as she does is really exciting. So I wanted to really play off of that and just accentuate the importance of that, and how that can be something that not only we can utilize and how special it is and how valuable it is, we can also learn it and develop that ourselves. So I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you and see you next week, Thursday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, Insights into Consciousness. I'm Anna Olson. Have a wonderful night.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Gemma Spirit World with Gemma. Live from GemmaSpiritWorld.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Gemma Spirit World
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. I am Gemma, your host tonight. How are we all doing? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It's been crazy here in Australia. I know here in Queensland, I finished up work last week. I am doing my online readings for everyone that would like an online reading. But, yeah, my work closed. And I'm sure once this, this COVID-19 virus comes to an end, everything will get back to normal. It's just been, I'm homeschooling my kids. They're home with me, and if anything, I just have so much gratitude. Just have so much gratitude for the house that I live in. To know that I actually have a backyard. I have a backyard big enough for my boys to play in. Otherwise, I think that, they'd drive me nuts, actually. And I think, but yeah, so basically it's just been a massive big whirlwind. I know that, oh my goodness, I have my child interrupting me. Sorry. Casey, out, please, Mum. Sorry about that. Homeschooling. So it's been a bit crazy, but I do know that, connecting with loved ones, friends, really, I know that, we can't come in contact with people, but, just to pick up the phone or to send somebody a message, just to let them know that you're thinking of them. We're all in this together, and I've been tuning in with my guides, and if anything, it's made me realize that, we're always on the go. We're always doing something. We're always busy. We're always up against the time. Now is the time I feel in my heart is to really just bring that time into our heart and to sit with that, to really enjoy the time that we have with our loved ones, with our family, to really do the things that we haven't been able to do, whether that's reading a book or catching up, watching a movie, cooking, it may be even starting a new hobby, wanting to learn something new. This is a time that we can actually do that while we do wait for this virus to come to an end. So, but yeah, so that's, so one thing I have been doing is spending more time out in nature, getting outside, swimming with my boys. It's, just really connecting with them on a level, as I know they don't understand what's going on in the world, as they're only 4 and 6, they think we're on one big holiday. So, so that's basically my message is to, do the things that you haven't done, like meditate or try a new hobby. Just, really connect. So I know that, it just makes everything feel like you're not alone. We are all in together. So, and I know that, it's amazing, just so grateful for the internet, because everyone that has a business has been able to come online, whether it's working out, whether it's homeschooling, or, everyone comes together. And I'm just amazed at just how we are connected, and we can be, all around the world and still be connected right now. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity just to be alive. But I do, send a lot of love and light out to everyone that is going through a difficult time right now, and just really sending, hoping everyone is well. So we're just waiting to see if we have any callers. I know that it's just, I'm just out of routine, and it's not like me to feel like I'm out of whack, but I'm really just going with the flow of things and, you know, just doing things differently, not worrying about the time. And it's felt really good to really just relax, as hard as it is with everything going on. Yes, so, but that's, oh my goodness, you know, I ask my children not to interrupt me, and it's generally the one time that my 4-year-old just wants his mummy. So, yeah, well, let's just see how long that lasts. Okay, so we're going to see who we have online. We have, I know I'm just waiting for Dave to, let's see which caller you have. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so now we have, we're going to connect to Davina in England, UK. Hello, Davina.
Hello.
No, later, sweetie. Hello, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
How can I help you tonight?
I was just wondering if you could give me some insight.
Just 1 second, please. Oh my goodness, I have my 1 second.
Okay.
What up? Sorry about this. Can you just repeat that again, please?
I was just wondering if you could give me some insights on someone that's new in my life.
Around your life at the moment. What I keep seeing for you is that you've actually been spending a lot of quiet time on your own. Is that correct? Because what I keep seeing lots of garden around you. So at the moment, it's just a time. It's like it feels like everything's up in the air for you, and grounding right now is very important. I keep seeing lots of green around you. I keep seeing the garden around you, lots of pot plants. You don't happen to have lots of pot plants around you, do you?
Yes, I do spend a lot of time in the garden.
Okay, 1 second. Casey, I'll help you soon, dude. I'm busy. Oh, my goodness. I have an angry little boy just sorry in the next room. Sorry about that. It's like just not understanding that it's in my time with you. Yes, I see lots of pot plants around you. I even feel like, oh my goodness, you've got this organic feel around you, like you're very spiritual, but you also, you live an organic life. Is that correct? Because I keep seeing lots of, like you do lots of, you create a lot of things from scratch. It's like you make different things.
I suppose I do.
Yeah, and I see that it's a time for you at the moment to really look more into this. Sorry? Oh, I think we just lost her. Oh, no, yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
no. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I think I lost you there for a minute.
Yeah, sorry, what was that, sorry?
Yeah, the call dropped for a minute there.
Yeah, is it your creative side of, it's like you have this healing side of you too, this healing part of you that wants to help others. And what I keep seeing for you is that I also see that you're wanting to either start your own business, or that's something that you do around home, that's something that you're putting together, something that you're creating from home. It's something that you're doing that you want to create to put out there to help other people. But I feel like it's something, whether it's with herbs or with, it's with making something that's, I keep seeing lots of plants around you, but I keep seeing what's it called? The benefits of, like oils or something that you create that's really important to you, but for others as well. Is that correct, what I'm saying?
It is, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I see. And I see now the time is to really work on how you want to, because you have that time now to really work on how to put that out there. I know that the next few months are going to be, this is going to be your time to do that. And I see you doing it because you are so passionate about the products, about what you want to do to help others.
Yeah.
And this is the time to do it. And I know that, and I can just see it. It feels amazing, and it's something that you've been working on for quite a long time. But yeah, I just see that this is the right time to start that and to really put it out there and to do all the homework, behind the scenes on how to get this business up and running to be able to help others.
Yes. Do you see anything for my romantic life? Because I've recently met somebody.
Yeah. What I keep seeing then around your love one, this person that you've just recently met, you're very connected, and it feels like on a soul level as well. What I'm seeing is that it feels like that you've actually met before, even in a past life, because what I'm seeing in front of you, I'm seeing this big love heart, but it feels like the heart's really like conjoined. It's joined as one. So it's letting me know that you've, from a past life experience to now, is that you've finally met up again, like you've finally found one another again here on this lifetime.
Okay, so it's a good feeling. It's positive.
Yeah. It feels really good.
I think it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it feels really positive, and it's there's lots of sunshine. I keep seeing lots of sunshine around the relationship. I also see that getting out, doing lots of different things. It's like things that you've been wanting to try. You've found that in this person because you just trust. You just have so much trust for one another, and it's just on a whole new level than what you have ever experienced before. Is what I'm feeling with you.
Yeah, we are actually talking about marriage.
Yeah. I definitely see that for you. It just feels really beautiful. You've, it's like, two souls come together as one, and there's lots of happiness around that, and it's a lifetime. It's lifetime. I see it, it's eternity. I keep seeing the gold. I keep seeing the sun around you, and it's just beautiful at the end of the day that, it's just beautiful to have found one another again.
Oh my God, you've really picked up on my situations.
Yeah. Now that's lovely because my heart feels very full and happy for you. It's just keep on moving forward with your business, and he's going to be a great support. He's already very supportive of you, and it's like what I keep hearing is don't doubt yourself, really with your business, put everything out there. There's nothing that, it's beautiful what you want to do. I keep hearing the word earth around you as well, like the earth, or maybe the colours of the earth, but I keep hearing the word earth around you.
Yes, I am an earth sign. I'm a Capricorn.
Ah, okay. So that makes a lot of sense. Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, and he's a water sign. He's a Pisces.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So you have the water, you have the earth as well. So it's a beautiful combination, and it just feels really good. So I see lots of flowers, I see lots of new things being planted together, and lots of things of going to come to fruition. It feels beautiful, and I wish you all the best. This year's going to be, oh my goodness, my 4-year-old keeps interrupting. 1 second, Casey, soon, sweetie. Yeah. But yeah, it was lovely to chat with you. I do have to get on to my next call. Pardon?
Thank you ever so much.
That's okay, lovely. Enjoy your night.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we have Christina from Texas, USA. How are you, Christina?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Oh my goodness, you have your voice your accent, but you have so much beautiful energy around you. I feel like I just want to dance.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, it feels beautiful. So how can I help you tonight?
Okay, so I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. I am in search of my biological father, and I don't have like a name. Well, I have some type of name, but I needed some verification if you can.
Yeah, okay, 1 second. I've just got my 4-year-old.
Baby 4-year-old.
Sorry, look, my 4-year-old just wants to join. Just say hello, everyone. Hi. Okay, so Mummy's on her radio. Mummy's on her radio, and I really need, I'm going to help you do your maths homework soon, okay? So I need you to leave, and I'll get, please. Casey, 5 minutes, dude. Sorry about that. He's very, wanting my attention.
I totally understand.
So about your biological father, what was the question around that? You're looking to find him, is that correct?
Okay, yeah, because I don't know who he is, and I don't know. I have like a state maybe, but I don't have my mom, because my mom can't remember.
My goodness.
But she gave me.
And this is really important to you because I feel it in your heart as well that it's something that, you know, it's something in your life that it's because my heart feels really, I feel really, it feels really heavy, but at the same time, the unanswered questions, I have lots around. Okay, so what I'm feeling around there, let me just see. Okay, so you're in Texas. It's interesting. Okay, so what was your question, sorry, in regards to that? Sorry?
Can you give me like a location and a possible name so that I can go off of that?
Okay, so the letter that keeps coming to me is the letter A. And also, I'm not great with any, and I keep hearing the name A, but I also keep hearing even the place that's A. It could be either the name or the place. A-L is what is coming through to me.
Interesting.
A-L-A. Yeah, that's
maybe Alabama.
See, Alabama, Alice, how far away is that from you in Texas?
Yeah, that's like nowhere close to me.
Yep, okay. So I keep getting Ella, so yeah, that's what keeps coming through. And I also feel like it's in the heart, because I keep seeing the heart. So what's coming through is, I keep seeing the heart, this picture of a heart in front of me, and it also feels like it's in the heart of, in the middle of, if it is Alabama or in the middle of something.
Oh.
I also keep seeing, let me just see what else they're showing me here. I keep seeing lots of water, but it feels like there's water around everything. So like, you know, okay, so I just keep seeing lots of water.
Okay, that's something for me to look into.
Yeah, it is. So it's probably, at the moment, all I have coming through is ALA or Allah or something. Either Alan, but yeah, I'm definitely getting AL.
Because, yeah, my mom told me Memphis, but like he's somewhere in Memphis.
Okay. Have you been able to do a Google search? Because I actually, I keep seeing the words Google in front of me as well.
Seeing the word what?
In Google, have you been able to like Google someone that's be able to help with stuff, you know, that can look back into files?
Okay.
So I keep seeing the word Google in front of me as well. It just feels like it's going to be quite a bit of search. It's going to take quite a bit actually. I'm going to say a little while, but it just feels like the search, it's going to be a journey. It also feels like, because it's so connected to your heart, being your dad, it just feels like it's something that I know that you won't give up on it. And it feels like it's just going to be a journey in itself, and you also a journey about yourself, but also a better understanding you as a person as well. So more like a healing journey for you that it's going to lead you on.
Okay. And I think you hit it right on the nose, because I mean, that's, my heart is like really, it's full. It's like going through a whole bunch of different emotions, and I've been searching. So I feel like it is going to be a long journey.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that, within your heart, you're not one to give up too. And that's what makes it, I also, just putting it out to the universe, really trust your intuition on things, to really put it out there, just to, go with that gut feeling on things as well. When you look at the map, or when you get just that feeling, or putting it out to your guides just to show you some kind of sign that you're on the right track. But what I keep seeing that, the fact is that you have been searching for such a long time. I just know that you're not going to give up, and it doesn't matter what kind of obstacles are in front of you. You have the support around you. But it's just amazing. What I keep seeing is that it's connections. It's like, it feels like, I keep seeing the number 3 around you. So is March, does March resonate anything with you? Is it a birthday or any kind of something that really resonates with you in your life? March? March.
My uncle's birthday is actually the 30th of March. Well, he might be my uncle, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, okay, because that feels like it's, okay. So that feels really, and do you not have much contact with him at all? Because I just feel like it's going to be an important, like a discussion with people that you're very close, not close to, but it can be, it can add.
I've actually met him.
Oh, you have? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, wow. So it just feels like it's a lot of soul searching, but also having, finding your loved ones. It's going to be a journey, but a beautiful journey, because I see that you're going to be meeting people along it, and it's really going to bring a lot of love and joy to you. But yeah, I do see with your father, I keep getting November as well. So I feel like November is also going to be a really special month for you.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's okay. I wish you all the very best. I apologize, I couldn't give you a full name except for the ALA or AL.
No, you've been more than you've been a big help. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.
That's okay. Thank you, lovely.
Thank you.
My goodness. So we have 3.5 minutes. I kind of ended the call a little bit too early. So I'm just I've got some beautiful angel cards, and I thought I haven't actually used these cards before. They're Debbie Malone's angel. Whoops, I'm really bad with the camera. And angel cards, and I just really wanted to draw just to see what messages our beautiful angels have through this time at the moment. So I'm going to draw, hold it in still. Oh, okay, yes. Thank you, Dave. Let me see if I can get this right. Okay, so it's Angel Reading Cards by Debbie Malone. So these cards are gorgeous. So I've just drawn a card, and it's Angels of Family. Oops, wait up, let me have a look. Beautiful card, and what I keep seeing here is that it's a time to reach out to loved ones that we haven't seen for a while, just by picking up the phone, by sending them a message. I feel like this is a time that, if you have friends, it doesn't even have to be loved ones, but really just, okay. Look, I'll show it again. Let's see. Beautiful cards. It's got lots of beautiful angels, and it's got everyone coming together, and it's just what it's really showing is that, you know, you're not alone. Just know that your loved ones are looking over you in the spirit world. You know, it's also letting me know that the message that's coming through is that we're all in this together, and to just reach out. Communication is very important. And if you're worried, you're stressed, you know, reach out to a friend, reach out to someone. I know that on Facebook, you know, there's lots of Facebook groups out there. So my message is to just know that you're not alone, to really know that your angels, your guides, your loved ones, we're all here to support one another. I'm free. You know, if anyone wants to send me a message on Gemma Spirit World, my Facebook page, I'm happy to reach out, draw you a card. But yeah, I look forward to chatting to you all next week. And I wish everyone, you know, a safe and healthy weekend to really start doing things that we just haven't done for a while. So I look forward to tuning in. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, A1R Psychic Radio, for tuning in.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio. Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for your time to shine with Julie Yeager Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is your time to shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. How is everyone doing this week? I hope you are all home and safe and well. I know it's starting to get rough for a lot of people being at home and in their own personal spaces and not having that personal interaction and contact. I know it's starting to really get to a lot of people. So, reach out to your friends and family. There's lots of technology out there. There's FaceTime and all kinds of things that you can do to see people face to face. I encourage this with my daughter every single day, as she struggles to go through this whole process that we're going through. So thank you for staying home. Thank you for being safe. And we will all get through this somehow, some way. So I wanted to talk tonight a little bit about, I'm reading a book right now. It is called Return to Love, and it's by Marianne Williamson. And if you haven't read the book, it is fantastic. I highly recommend it. So check it out. But she wrote a couple of things in there that really struck with me and really stood out for me. And I wanted to share some of those points with you tonight because I just think they're so amazing. It just brought so much more into my awareness. So Marianne Williamson basically wrote this book based upon studies that she did with a course she took called A Course in Miracles. And it's basically bringing into awareness anything with health, with relationships, with everything that we go through in life, and remembering to bring it in with an awareness of love. So one of the topics that she talked about in her book was relationships. And we all come into this life to learn and to teach others. And other people are such a mirror of us. And what I mean by that is people that we meet, if there's something that bothers us about somebody else, or something that we admire even about somebody else, that person is just a mirror reflecting back to us, reflecting back to what it is about us that we need to know. Sometimes that's just bringing in an awareness of what we need to know. Sometimes it's bringing up something that needs to be healed with inside of us, something that we don't like, something that we don't want to talk about, to deal with, or to discuss. And they are just a reflection showing us that we need to do something about that. We need to heal that part of us. So in relationships, she talks about 3 different levels of relationships. So the first level is the very casual relationship. It's a casual relationship among strangers. It's the person that you meet in the elevator. It's the bank teller that you speak to briefly. It's the person checking you out in the grocery line. These are all the casual encounters, but they can be so meaningful in the fact that the discussions that we have with them can sometimes be an enlightenment or teach us something that we need to know in that moment in time. It can also be a reflection of how do we treat those people, right? So if you're treating them really, really well, being kind and listening to what they have to say, it's usually an extension of what's going on in your life, how you treat others in your life. Now, if you're crabby with them, that extension is going to continue on into, or could possibly continue on into the relationship that you have with others. So it's really important that we stop and think about those things, because casual encounters really are not casual at all. They are systematically set up in the universe. Nothing is ever, by chance. Everything is divinely inspired and set up. So pay attention to even those casual encounters to see what it is that you need to learn from them. Now, the second level are the relationships that we have with two people, or it could be more than two people, but people that we enter into relationships with, people that we enter into semi-long-term relationships. Could be long-term friendships. It could be marriage. It could be, working at the same place for many, many years. These are all those second-level encounters. And essentially, I have to look at my notes so I don't forget. So in the teachings of this, we are in these relationships to be taught something in our life. Now, not only are we learning from this other person, but we're also teaching them something that they may need to know. These are the relationships that sometimes end in friendships. It could be ending in divorce. And our society looks at these relationships that if they end somehow we have failed in our lives. And I have to tell you, and especially reading this book, that's not the case. Because if both parties in the relationship have each learned what they've needed to know, it really is a success. Because as humans, that is what we are here to learn. We are here to observe. We are here to take in every aspect of human life. And so by learning, because the relationship has maybe dissolved, it doesn't mean anything. We are still connected to those people energetically. So it's just a matter of that portion has been completed and the job is done and it's time to move on, for we have learned what we've needed to learn. The third level are those eternal, what I will call eternal relationships. These are the ones where people stay married 50, 60 years till death do us part. It's the person who starts in a job when they get out of high school and they end up retiring at this job. Those are the third level, where in some point there is this give and take in this learning experience, so much so that there's a balance, that each one is getting the information that they need. Now, it doesn't mean that if you are in a relationship with someone, say you have a friend, it doesn't mean that you have to like that person. Sometimes even the relationships where they are the hardest, where that person is just a thorn in our side, those are still relationships in which we are to learn something from that. So you don't have to necessarily like the person in order to learn something from them. You just have to learn and also provide the teaching for those relationships to go on. So I just found it really fascinating, the perspective that she brought to the table on this. So as you go through life, as you go through meeting people, ask yourself what it is I'm supposed to learn from this person. You might be amazed at what you find. And if a relationship ends, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that the teachings of that particular person with that person has come to a close. And in that moment, you say thank you, and you begin to be in awareness of this, and just be thankful for the experience and look forward to the next one that comes along. So I hope that helps. Check out Mary Ann Williamson, A Return to Love. It's fantastic. You will not be disappointed. So with that, we are going to go to the phone lines right now. We have Tammy in Delaware, USA. Tammy, how are you this evening? And welcome to Your Time to Shine.
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, thank you.
Good. I'm glad.
What can we do for you this evening?
I was just kind of looking for some general guidance. I didn't know. I'm kind of unfamiliar with your gifts as far as being intuitive, psychic, being able to channel loved ones who have passed on. So I was kind of curious of what your reading might be, or vibes of my energy might be that you might be receiving. And I do have a big kind of issue going on in my life right now that has to do with my daughter, that I'm very kind of concerned about.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, I do channel, just to answer your question just real briefly, I can channel loved ones and, angels, guides, things like that.
Yeah.
So it just depends on really who comes through.
Right.
I always ask for the highest and best for the person who I'm giving the reading to. And so, I'm never really quite sure who's going to come through, but know that it is what you are needing to know in the moment, and trusting that that message is coming through. So I am a medium, to answer your question, so that's how I can channel.
Thank you.
Let me take a moment and tune in and see what I can find out for you. So there's just going to be a little bit of silence while I tune in to your loved ones and see what they have to say, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, one moment. So Tammy, wow, I see you surrounded by a lot of loved ones, a lot of angels. There's so much love that is swirling around you and through your family. I can feel the love. It is just pouring out of you for your daughter. You guys have a really beautiful relationship. You guys are actually very close.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it is just really, really, really beautiful. They want you to know that, that they recognize you're going through a really tough time, and that you are surrounded in love, that you are protected, and that you're safe. And they are there taking care of things, and they are there helping you. I know that right now you feel like you're kind of out on an island on your own, and you feel like, where is everybody? Where is my help? Where is my lifeline?
Yes.
And they're saying, we are here. Trust that we are here.
Okay.
You know, we aren't gonna let you down. Hang on just a minute. They're bringing something else through. One moment. Yeah, I can see they're showing me that your daughter is going through a real challenging time right now. There's a hard time. There's like this imbalance of things going on right now.
Yes.
And they're showing me like her straying kind of off path a little bit. Off path in maybe what you think she should be doing versus really what her path truly may be.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so they're showing me that that she is off just a little bit off path, but they're guiding her gently back on. It may not seem like that to you, okay? And again, they're showing me that you have so much love for her, and you just want so badly for her to have all of those things in life. As as parents, I know we just want everything, the best in life for our kids, and they want you to know that she's going to get back on track, but it's not going to look like what you are expecting it to look like.
Okay. I think that does make sense.
Okay.
That does.
They're showing me that she's a real free spirit.
Yes.
She's a real free spirit. And so the way she sees and views life is going to be completely different in the way that you see life and that you view life, but it's not wrong. Okay?
Right.
So
Right.
So there's this place where as parents, and I get it because I've been there, you have to take a step back, right? You have to be able to let them spread their wings and try things out. Even as you may see kind of what's up ahead, right? From your experience, from your life experiences, they're saying, guide her the best that you can, but then take a step back. She's one of those people that learns way better when she learns on her own. I mean, they're showing me an instance. Yeah. So they're showing me an instance, and this is how I know kind of what the message they're bringing through. But I remember an instance with my daughter, which she was about 3, and she wanted to go outside and play, and it was snowing. And I said, you need to put your boots on. And she refused. So finally, as a parent, I just stepped back and said, okay, fine, go out there. And she took like 3 steps into the snow, stopped abruptly, looked back, looked at me, looked at her feet, and ran back in and wanted shoes. No?
Yeah.
So this is what they're showing me. They're just saying, it kind of hurts as a parent to watch your child go through that. But sometimes it's so much easier, and they get to where they're going so much faster if we can just take a step back and let them learn that lesson.
And I truly I've actually gotten criticized by family because I've been a single mom since she was 10 months old. And it's just been her and I. And she just turned 15 on Tuesday.
And over the years, we have developed an incredibly strong bond, to where, I mean, it's kind of eerie almost in that we can feel each other's emotions. I mean, it's a very deep level of the relationship. And I've always let my daughter dye her hair any color she wanted to, or she says she wants to shave her head. I'm like, go ahead, shave your head, it'll grow back. And I've always gotten slack from family members. Oh, why do you let her do that? Why? Maybe she wouldn't get so much attention if she didn't have her hair, pink or purple or whatever. And I said, because it's hair and it grows back, and that's what she wants. And she's finding out who she is, and that's the most important journey. Unfortunately, my daughter has been victim to a very horrible crime earlier this year, where she was sexually violated. With the coronavirus, everything has been put on hold.
Right.
Literally, I was supposed to hear from the district attorney whether or not they were going to proceed with a court hearing right before everything got shut down in my state. And in fact, the judge who was looking over the case had to go into quarantine for 14 days. And I hadn't heard from the detective since. And that's been approximately 3 weeks ago now. And again, with COVID-19, everything's kind of at a halt right now.
Right.
And I was on a journey to, my daughter had, unfortunately, because of what had happened to her, could not attend regular. It was her freshman year of high school this year, and it was too hard for her to attend. She tried really, really hard. She's also battled with significant mental illness since she was very young, in and out of the hospital for suicidal ideations and self-harm. But she's come so far. And then for this to happen, it's like, she looks at me and she's like, why do I keep trying?
Right.
And I'm just kind of stuck in this moment of, I see her sliding backwards because her therapy has had to come to a halt. It's telemedicine, but she was doing some pretty intense EMDR work. I don't know how familiar you are with, psychiatric treatments. But because it was such a trauma, it kind of rewires the brain and represses some of those really, really horrific memories.
Right.
And they're starting to creep back. And I feel her and I see her sliding back as the world as we know it has come to a halt. And I just don't know. I guess I'm longing for the answer of, is she going to get justice? Is this person who violated her going to get or be held accountable for what he's done to her? Unfortunately, this isn't the first time that this has happened to her, and that person was not held accountable.
Right.
So I just see her in so much pain, and she's scary good at hiding her emotions. And, I'm her only parent, literally. Her father is not in her life at all. So I guess I've just kind of been praying and hoping that this person will be brought to justice, and that my daughter will,
thrive from it. And I guess I just feel very, very lost because I don't have anybody to talk to who understands it first person.
Right.
They can be compassionate and kind and listen, but I am on an island and raising this beautiful child, and who's turning into an amazing young woman whom I'm so proud of. And yet I know there's so much pain, and I just really want justice for her.
Right. Let me try to give you some guidance here because we're coming down to the last couple minutes of our show. So I want to make sure that that I help you on this. So just real quickly, and at the end of the show, I'm gonna tell you how you can get in touch with me if I may have some resources for you. But just to let you know that there's going to be justice in this, okay? And your daughter is going to come out of this, and she is going to prevail. What I would suggest is with her therapist and such, find out if there's ways that you can do either Skype or Zoom or something like that, phone calls, so that you can continue on with this therapy, because that's really, really important, and especially that she connect with a therapist that she really connects with. So I'm going to give you my website. It's www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. You can also reach me on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also reach me on my Facebook page at Julie Yeager Walker Medium, or Your Time to Shine. Okay, so there's 3 ways to get in touch with me. I am going to have to sign off right now. I thank you so much for calling in. I hope you do connect with me offline, and I wish you all the very best for you and your daughter. Things are going to be okay. Trust me. They're showing me that that's going to be okay. And so thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Thank you. And thank you for your guidance.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside. Until next time, we'll see you then.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Avid Advice Live with Thea Johansson. Live from AvidAdviceLive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Avid Advice Live
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Thank you. Thank you, Mother Nature. Thank you for all the gifts and all the blessings. We hear you loud and clear. We hear your aching heart, and we hear your call for renewal.
Thank you, coronavirus. Thanks for the opportunities. Thanks for the opportunity of a lifetime to gain an unparalleled enlightenment. I thank the universe for the opportunities it is providing us now. The opportunity to slow down and reflect on our lives. The opportunity to rethink our being and the purpose of our lives. The opportunity to spend time with those around us and our loved ones. The opportunity to better get to know my partner, my kids, the love of my life, my parents, and all. The opportunity to re-evaluate our lives and our life directions as well as our purposes. The opportunity to refocus, re-energize, reorganize, rebuild ourselves. The opportunities to get out of our busy and self-focused lives and pay attention to the world around us. The opportunity to value our friends and social interactions. The opportunity to have access to product and services when we want them. The opportunity to recognize and appreciate every little things in our life that we did not even see before. The opportunity that we love another. The opportunity to see that even the pretty faces on TV are nothing but an image. The opportunity to realize that my worth is not my status. The opportunity to understand that we all need one another. The opportunity to believe in ourselves and believe in our power and believe in God. Thank you, COVID-19. Thank you, coronavirus. Thank you for value our friends and our social interactions. For the opportunity to have access to products and services when we want them. The opportunities to recognize and appreciate every little things in our life that we did not even see it before. Thank you, coronavirus. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. Thank you for allowing us to put aside all our problems. Thank you for stopping us. Thank you so much. Thank you for making us appreciate the luxury we lived in. The abundance of products, freedom, health, wealth, love, and anything we wanted. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, coronavirus. The earth was begging us and begging us and begging us to stop for a very long time. And thank you that you helped the earth to breathe, to feel fresh and rebuild herself. This virus is with us, is an inside of our brain, our mind, our body, our soul. This virus came to us to show us how little and how tiny we are. This virus shows us the opportunity to see that the king of all beings is vulnerable to a tiny virus. This virus came to our life to show us that we are nothing than just soul. And this virus came to our life to show us to be kind and lovable, to send positive energies and love to others. Thank you, coronavirus.
I thank the Mother for providing us with an opportunity to listen to it again. I thank for the second chance for renewal and refreshment and replenishment. I thank the universe for cleansing and purging all the negativity created for so many years, the pollution, the warming, the abuse of resources, the waste and our ignorance to protect our homes and our community. The nature is acting and reacting to our misguided ways. Isn't it time for us perhaps take a page from the lesson to recognize what's around us? Thank for the blessings that are coming our ways each and every day. I trust the universe to guide me, protect me, and direct me to being better than the day before. I thank all the gifts that I receive each and every day in my life.
There is somebody's mom here. She directed to you right now.
Theo is actually channeling my mother.
I have her right now with me.
She passed away 3 years ago.
She says, forgive me.
Hearing from my mom was amazing.
What she told you before, 3 days before she passed.
That she loves me and that she'll see me soon.
She's directing me another woman in the room. Please.
My grandmother was my mentor growing up.
There's 2 women that directed by her right now. You and her. She's talking about the man that she was concerned, and she's still concerned, and she asked for forgiveness for that man as well.
The man that she brought forward to forgive, that's my brother.
She's telling you to stop being weak. Bring more confidence into your life.
You know, we're all at different points in our lives. We've all been through different experiences, traumas, excitements, joy.
She's proud of you. You're quick on something. You stopped something that was very hard for you to do.
You wouldn't think that 10 years ago that I was addicted to drugs.
She says, I'm proud of you. Continue.
I never stopped asking the universe to show me the way.
She's talking about your pain. Let it go.
I don't have to have that story anymore. I don't have to hold on to the story of my pain, of my past, of my trauma. Today, I can let it go.
Let it go! She said, can you forgive me?
Yes.
Say goodbye to all things that could stop you to succeed, to feel good, to connect with your soul. Say yes high.
Yes.
Loud.
Yes.
Louder.
Yes.
She's asking you, can you forgive that person? She's directing someone else. She's directing a man. She's directing someone. Can you forgive that person? Can you forgive that person for her? Loud.
Yes, I forgive him.
Why you do forgive him? She want to know.
I forgive him for myself.
You are worthy enough to do everything for yourself. Not for anybody else, for yourself.
I know that takes a lot from her, but she gives. And she gives and she gives.
She's asking you to be strong, to be powerful, to be connected to your soul. You don't need anyone's affection and approval to be perfect. You are already perfect. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
Just say, yes, I do believe in myself.
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself.
Louder!
Yes, I do believe in myself. And I believed in her. We're all from Brooklyn, New York, so there was a very Jewish Italian community there where people's homes were open and they would intermingle and share their faiths, share their food.
She's talking about backyard. She's talking about the trees. She's talking about dishes. She's talking about the chicken. She's talking about the chair. She's talking about everything. Please direct her what she's trying to say.
Nana's house.
Nana's. My mom's house. We all lived together. I mean, they lived there with my mom and my dad. They were always together. We were always together, always cooking. She actually made a better chicken parmesan than my mother.
Yeah, hers was better. But don't tell her that.
Yeah, don't tell my mom that.
Don't tell Nana.
There is a power in sadness. There is a power in pain. And the power comes when you overcome it.
Talking to her really, really helped me, I think. It's definitely gonna kind of just clear my mind of all the negative thoughts that I had.
My father, Congressman Ron Dellums, who passed away a year and a half ago, visited FIA.
Today was a day to remember Ron Dellums, who in 1970 brought to Congress an anti-war and anti-apartheid stance that was branded as radical and dangerous.
Oh my God. He's asking, do you remember my hand?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
Do you remember why I told you?
Yeah.
Dellums' youngest daughter, Piper, is proud that her father became an early voice against oppression in South Africa, applying pressure that would one day bring an end to apartheid.
You said, take my legacy, take my mantle. You're the smartest person I know. Go into the world and heal the land and do it in your way.
You know, Ron never gave up, never became bitter. He loved people.
This is not my hand, this is your dad. He wanted you to tell again, louder, louder and clear, what he told you.
I'm passing you my mantle, I'm passing you my anointing, and passing it to you. You're the smartest one that I know. Run. There's so much work to be done. Run, run, run and heal the world, and don't stop. Do it in your way. Run, baby girl. Do it in your way. So she's spoken to me like a sister, but also like an angel.
He said, I saw you when you cried in front of that candle. Why did you cry?
She's given me the faith and trust and support that was being given me by my dad before he left. So she's done this beautiful transition of allowing me not to feel the void of his leaving. I don't know where to go when I'm not speaking with you, or I just don't know how to feel safe in the world without you in it. In the area where I don't have a female in my life, because I don't have a relationship with my mother, and I don't have a sister. She has stepped in with the feminine to remind me that I am also loved and purposeful and beautiful and worthy, that I'm valuable.
It's not just me that tried to basically sending her messages and changing her. So she changed me in so many ways as well.
So our silly song goes this way. We are the key to do more than just let it be. The key to our destiny is in the hands of our humanity. His love is more than a philosophy. 'Cause we are the key.
We are the key.
We are the
but
key.
Diamond's key.
Welcome back to the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Fia Johansson, who's better known as the Persian medium and subconscious mind surgeon. She's a multi-talented motivational speaker, clinical hypnotherapist, and celebrity psychic medium, an author who works closely with law enforcement to help locate missing people and solve difficult criminal cases with detectives and as well as private investigators. Throughout her career, she's helped thousands of people identify personal roadblocks to help them truly believe in their own path to success, whatever that dream may be. Her greatest passion in life is helping others achieve their ultimate dreams and desires, teaching people to believe that truly anything is possible. Please help me welcome to the stage, Ms. Fia Johansson.
Well, hello everyone. I love the spirit in this room. Really, I do. You guys having amazing spirits, which actually helping millions of people so far. As Nick said, my name is Fia Johansson. I'm a medium and subconscious mind surgeon. I will share a couple of my stories of my life, which both kind of funny, at the same time a little bit hurtful, but good to know about how the medium could feel sense as a person. I was at the age of 7.5 when I found that I have some sort of power. Of course, first it was kind of odd, a little bit difficult to understand myself, and I kind of like felt something is not correct with me because I could see, feel, and sense things before things happened. I went to my mom and asked, what's wrong with me? Nothing, you're good. Should I take you to the doctor? No, I don't know, but I can feel and sense that something crazy is going to happen to my grandma, example. Something is going to happen to my uncle and all this stuff. However, they're trying to tell me to don't say anybody when you feel and sense something bad is going to happen to them, because I don't wanted them to be scared and see that we should not be even near them. It says, okay, at the age of 7.5, I should just like not saying anything and just relax. At the age of 11, I found one of the most hurtful untruths about my life, which was completely true. I found out that my grandma, who actually I knew and I felt as a mom, is just my grandma and not my mom. My grandpa was my grandpa and not my father. My uncles, they never been my brothers and they've been just my uncles. And my mom, not ever been my sister, and she always been my mother. But this truth been always held and hidden by my family until my grandma passed away. Before that, I had a life as a princess, spoiled completely. And they would definitely give me anything and everything that I want. After she passed, I figured I don't have anyone anymore. My mom is too young. I don't have no feelings as a daughter and mother connections. I feel completely lost, and I found myself, what should I do now? I do have some gift that could help me so far, but should I just like push myself down and see that, oh, this is a trauma. I have to just like be depressed. Now I lost this and that, and I found the truth about my life. And I found about my father. Who is my father? Somebody. Where is he? Another country. Okay. I tell myself, get up, stop it right now. It doesn't matter which family you had. It doesn't matter what they told you. It doesn't matter what happened. What it matters right now is to open the new chapter in your life. And I will completely left alone by myself without anybody to taking care of myself. At the age of 14, I asked my uncle, who left Iran to Stockholm, Sweden, if there's possibility to take me there. He said, maybe or maybe not, but I would do my best. 3 months later, I felt and I sensed I will be there. I'm not belonging in this country anymore, and I don't want to. I went to Sweden, Stockholm, and waited that my uncle is going to come and pick me up. Nobody showed up. Gosh, again, I'm here. My uncle is not here, and I don't even know that language. I couldn't speak English. Nothing. Okay. Then, Miss Fia, you are here with nobody again. So what happened? I tell myself, you are deaf and you are blind. Deaf and blind. What a deaf and blind person can do? I can't talk to anybody. I can't see anything, but I have to activate some other power inside of my body again at the age of 14. So I tried to communicate with people, try to talk or communicate with some officers there and ask about, like, where am I? I know that I'm in Stockholm, but I don't even know where to go. So basically, I found some hotel and stay there and just like think about like what happened with my uncle. So I found out that he had a car crash almost a couple hours before that he went to come and pick me up. So they take 1 month for me and for him to recover, to come out after coma and come and find me. So in 1 month, I was left over in a country with the minus 30 degrees. I mean it, minus 30 degrees. And I'm not joking. I could feel that I can't breathe sometimes, but I could have a lot of, ice in my nose and my ears and everything. Whatever I felt, you know what? Fia, you do have a power. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, build the new chapter. Again, this is your second chapter in another country. So I prayed, I connect to my divine, I sense, and all of a sudden, 3 families, without even knowing who they are, what they are up to, they reach out to me out of nowhere. How? I went out to the Starbucks, but basically there is no Starbucks. It was something, looked like or similar to Starbucks, and saw some lady that's sitting there and crying. I went and said, well, I can't speak. What should I say? Okay, the only things that I can do is a love language. Maybe I should hug her. Maybe I should just like say, I'm here. And it was a Swedish girl, of course, blondie. And I'm kind of like a black hair. Well, that maybe she's going to get scared a little bit. But I says, like, don't worry about it. Just go and get it done. So I did that. And she hugged me so hard. Was like, what's going on? What's happened to you? She's starting to talk. I couldn't understand. Barely nothing. Swedish language? Come on, guys. You guys don't want to even learn. It's very difficult and very hard. I said, okay, let's just continue and continue. I felt and see that she lost the baby, or actually the baby was missed in the past of almost 4 years. And she basically went to the family and asked questions about like, where can I go? How can I find? Because there was in another state, and they come back to the Stockholm, and then she all of a sudden just break down. I said, I can help you. I feel where the baby is, or somehow I can see the baby. They didn't understand what I'm saying. I was like, oh my gosh, what should I say? It's like translating. I do remember that day. So basically after almost 2 hours, some Persian family, who they could actually speak my language, finally Persian, so they could understand exactly what I'm talking, because they've been closest friend to that Swedish family. My career started at the age of 14 in Stockholm, just 2 months after I landed in this minus 30 degrees of country. So my point is, whatever I had in my life, I always been thankful and grateful. I never said why I don't. I never said why me. I never said how. I always say, come on, get up, find a way, go. That's it. So never give up. And I always learn myself, don't be logic, be biologic. Because that's the only way you can feel and sense yourself and others. Always send love and receive love. Never give up about your goals. And of course, the first month, because I did not have enough money, I left with almost 120 crackers and waters. And it's possible. As a human, we can live with 120 crackers and water every day, which I did because I did not have money, no place to go, countries with no language. Then after that, I feel like I have to build my company. I built my company almost 3 years later. It was about like $4.5 million company with almost 55 Swedish employees. And what I did that, not just helping police officers and private investigators and all this stuff. I did this because I felt that Swedish people rejected me one after each other. Why? Because I'm come from another country. I said, you know what? I make a decision now. I am going to build my own company, and you are going to pick me to hire you. This is me now, Fia Johansson. So now I'm not going to be a blondie lady, but I'm going to be the black hair lady with a lot of power of will. So my will power make my company became super successful back in Stockholm. Almost 8 years ago, I felt that I have to move to America. I find my love of my life. And when I come here, I felt, okay, you left your country, the way that you love, basically after so many years, and now you want to just start from scratch. So I knew about 5 languages already, but my English was not good at all. So I couldn't barely speak English. I was like, okay, start it again, Miss Fia. Now this time, maybe English is much easier than and faster than Swedish. So that was all I had. And now I have over $5.5 million, almost $6 million company, and actually have over 250 employees worldwide that are working for me in America. So everything is possible, even you don't know about the language. So remember that, deaf and blind always will help you and send love and passion to yourself and anything and everything you want. Everything is possible.